Here is Donovan McNabb, who's started the best three-game stretch of his career, and the NFC Offensive Player of the Month in the month of September, coming back to Chicago, where he started at Mount Carmel High School. In fact, the last game he played in high school was on the Soldier Field turf. Eagles will start from the 31-yard line, and their offense has been nothing short of a machine so far this year. Throwing on first down and going underneath to Brian Westbrook, who's been a very important factor in the Eagles' offense, if not the most important, picking up 8 yards on the play. The Eagles' offensive line: Trey Thomas, Artis Hicks, Hank Fraley, Jermaine Mayberry banged up but is starting at right guard, and John Runyon.
And there's a group of wide receivers. Terrell Owens off to a great start, and one of the reasons the play calling has become aggressive for the Eagles is his play on the outside. 2nd and 2
from the 39. Dorsey Levin's in the game, but it's play action. McNabb rolling out to his right and completing to Todd Pinkston, and the Eagles get into Bear territory and a first down after picking up 14. Defensively for the Chicago Bears, and this is their defensive front right now, and it's going to be Ogunleye and Alex Brown at end, and the rookies Tommy Harris and Tank Johnson at tackle.
Donovan McNabb very impressed by the play of the outside linebackers.
And the secondary, and they have been banged up. On first down, Brian Westbrook picking up good yardage, nearly 5 yards, before R.W. McQuarters makes the tackle. So Philadelphia moving the ball nicely in their first possession.
And it's something that they have done on a consistent basis to start the season. They come out in a quick start. The one concern that Andy Reid has for this team is finishing games. They've played well the first 3 games of the season, but he's nervous about them finishing. But, you know, when you've got the leads that they have, I don't necessarily know if it's a question of whether they can finish. It's just keeping that emotional intensity the whole time.
2 tight ends for the Eagles, and here's Westbrook with running room off the right side and dives forward close to the first down near the 35-yard line. So the Philadelphia Eagles, who have scored 88 points in the first 3 games.
You're going to run on the outside. You've got to have a great block by your tackle, number 69, John Runyon. Watch what he does to Adewale Ogunleye right there. He gets on that outside shoulder and gets him turned and pinned to the inside. And if you're going to run on the outside, you have to have that play. And you saw number 81, Terrell Owens, come back and take a defender off his feet. So Terrell Owens becoming a much more complete wide receiver in this system.
And the Eagles running right at the Bears' best pass rusher. So a first down on the 35 of Chicago, and Westbrook going in motion. And plenty of time to find an open man, and it's T.O., Terrell Owens. And Owens picking up nearly 9 yards on that play with McQuarters and the rookie Nathan Vasher, who is starting his first NFL game. He is a 4th-round draft pick from Texas. So the Bears playing without Charles Tillman and Jerry Azuma, their starting corners. And Mike Brown, of course, lost for the season with the ruptured Achilles.
And that may be the biggest hit of all. Mike Brown is their playmaker, and to not have him and Brian Urlacher on the defense is just something that's going to be so difficult for this defense to overcome.
2nd down and 1, and there is Ogunleye, who had a couple of sacks last week in the loss to Minnesota, and the going underneath up the middle to Owens. They don't only go deep to Terrell Owens, they go underneath as well. Joe Odom on the tackle. And McNabb getting rushed for the first time and being chased and being dropped by Alex Brown. So the crowd alive for the first time since the Bears were introduced, and a loss of 9 yards on the sack.
Good pursuit by Alex Brown, but it all started with the push in the middle. They collapse the pocket. Watch the big tackles. 91, Tommy Harris, and Ian Scott, 95. They get up there. They collapse that pocket. Donovan forced to scramble to his right. Now, that's the one thing you don't want to let happen. He's right-handed. If you're going to force him to scramble, force him to his left. But Alex Brown, a good hustle play to get that sack.
They line up with 2 tight ends in a tight formation. Play action, and here comes the rush, and McNabb is tackled back at the 40. So this could very well take the Eagles out of field goal range, and it will. They were in field goal range for Akers, but a loss of 6 yards. Brian Urlacher cheering his team on the sidelines and a punting situation.
And it all started with that penalty on the Philadelphia Eagles for illegal procedure, but the defensive line of the Chicago Bears right now doing a great job of getting penetration, especially into the face.
Number 8
yard line. The Bears dodge a big bullet right there, gain some valuable field position.
For the 6'6" quarterback Jonathan Quinn, and his first pass is thrown behind tight end Dustin Lyman. So with Rex Grossman, who really the Bears felt they were picking up a lot of momentum with his style of play, out for the season, Jonathan Quinn makes his 4th career start and his first since 2001 with Jacksonville. And as Darryl mentioned at the outset, has been with Kansas City the last 2 years and knows Terry Shea's offense.
He really does, and that gives him an advantage, but he's got to come out here and prove it. As you saw right there, not a whole lot of starts in his NFL career.
And Dustin Lyman, the tight end, and you can see Max protect against a blitzing offense, and the handoff to Thomas Jones. And this has been a very effective running team, 4th in the NFL in rushing for the Chicago Bears.
And the Bears' offensive line is going to be the most important group on the field. When you're a young quarterback early on in your career, you need to be able to run the ball well, and they have to protect against this tough Eagles defense.
You know, guys, in the warm-up, I did see Javon Curse both lining up in a right and a left-handed stance. I'm going to try and keep an eye on him because I think he's going to try and go against both Tate and Mitchell today.
And you saw Thomas Jones leading the team not only in rushing, but in receiving and total yards. 3rd down and 7 for Quinn out of the shotgun, and the pass is thrown behind Bernard Berrien. So a lackluster opening series for the new quarterback of the Bears, who comes off the field. Chicago will kick.
For the game, we've had 2 critical penalties and an opportunity to down the ball at the 1. They have missed those things.
Ryan Westbrook, hard runner, and Westbrook on 1st down, tackled by Briggs after a pickup of 2. Well, this morning it was Raven star Ray Lewis, and now it's your chance to tell us who you want to see go 10 yards with TB on next week's pregame show. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and choose from Joe Gibbs, Mike Martz, Dick Vermeil, and Jim Moore. Then tune in later today to see who was selected.
I'm going to go out on a limb and predict Joe Gibbs.
And it's reflected in the last 5 plays, which has been good for minus yardage. So 1st down now at midfield for Philadelphia. Here is McNabb, and he has an open Westbrook. And Brian Westbrook, who's been a workhorse to start this game, getting 5 yards before he's dropped by the rookie Nathan Vasher.
And what we're seeing right now is that game plan that Lovie Smith has put in place with Ron Rivera. They're not going to let anybody get over the top. They're going to force the Philadelphia Eagles to throw the ball underneath. They're going to rally up and tackle the wide receivers or the running backs and try and limit them. They're going to force them to go the long distance because they feel that the Philadelphia Eagles will commit penalties, which they have been doing up until this point.
2nd and 5. Eagles spreading the defense, and very tough when they run under this circumstance, and they do to Dorsey Levens. And this is what the Bears were fearful of, the running with the wide outs of 3 wide receivers running up the middle, and Dorsey Levens gets 7 yards for the 1st down. Dexter Wynn, who plays on special teams for the Eagles, out with a hamstring pull, doubtful for his return.
When you talk to the Bears, their concern is getting that offense spread out, and all of a sudden you've got more defined running lanes. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense. They actually were hoping that the Philadelphia Eagles would come out and throw the ball, which was surprising for me to hear because of the injuries in the secondary.
Here's Levens, and he nearly breaks a tackle and dives forward to the 36 before Michael Haynes, the defensive end, makes the stop, a 2-yard pickup. As the clock nears 6 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter, Dick Stockton, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa on the field on what has been one of the chillier days so far in Chicago, and the wind, which is favoring the direction the Eagles are going in. 2nd down and 8. Levens remains in as the tailback. Goes out as a pass receiver and makes a tough catch, but is tackled short of the 1st down by about 4 yards by linebacker Lance Briggs.
All the receivers going down the field on that situation, all covered by the Chicago defense. They are executing this game plan very well. They're going to allow the receivers underneath the running backs and the tight end to catch the ball. Up until this point, you have to be impressed with what Lovie Smith and the Chicago defense has done, because as we have seen a number of times this year, this offense is a very quick start and they're very explosive, and they're going to force them to go the long distance.
6th in the NFL on 3rd downs. They need 4 yards from the Philadelphia Eagles. And McNabb getting a late rush, and the pass intended for Freddie Mitchell, incomplete. And it was Mike Green on the defense, but McNabb had to get rid of it in a hurry with the rush coming down. Down at the 20 for the Bears. And a lot of shifting going on for them. In motion is Bobby Wade, and the handoff to Jones, and a good run by Jones. Javon Curse making the play after a gain of 5 yards. Thomas Jones, and what a find he has been after playing with Arizona and Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons. When the Eagles have scored in the first quarter, they have not lost, so they have that going for them. 2nd and 5 on the 25.
Which is nice.
Got a lot of things going for him, including this team. And there is the handoff again to Jones. First down. See where they spot the ball. It'll be very close. So the last 2 plays, Darryl, the Bears are going into a possible end-around situation and giving the ball to their running back.
Well, if there is one weakness on this Philadelphia defense, it is their run defense, and it has been a question for a while. And you know, that's what the Bears have to do. That is their strength. And Thomas Jones has been a great addition to this Bears offense. And sometimes it's just a question of a guy fitting into a system the right way. And he didn't do it a lot in Arizona. He had a limited success down in Tampa Bay. But Terry Shea, the offensive coordinator, he had his eye on Thomas Jones for a while. And I think he fits their scheme perfectly. It's what Priest Holmes did in Kansas City. He's very athletic. He's a good pass catcher. He does all the things necessary for a running back in this offense.
And here is Quinn, and this is an end around to Bobby Wade. So after a couple of fakes, Bobby Wade on the end around gets smashed after spinning his way to the 39-yard line, and it was Hollis Thomas who makes the play, and a flag is down.
There's Hollis Thomas right there. He's going to be the guy that chases it.
Number 84 and 83 were both moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
In Canada, this would have been a great play.
But you would have had an extra guy in the field, too.
That's true.
But Jonathan Quinn, he does a good job just getting in the way of Michael Lewis, number 32, who is in to make the play on the reverse. But some of the things, you can't have any of these, obviously, ever. But when you've got a young quarterback, you just can't have these types of mistakes to take away positive yardage. You just built a little bit of momentum. You've got to keep it going. Now you force him into situations where he has to throw, and you don't want to be in those situations against this Eagles defense. 1st
and 15. They don't have to get all of it back. They have the trips, as they say, 3 wide receivers to the right, and Thomas Jones will be tackled for the loss. So after the fake to one of the receivers, a loss of 3, Derek Burgess, who has not played the last 2 years, and the Eagles have always liked his pass rushing abilities, grabs Jones, and that'll be 2nd down and even longer.
Well, we've talked about the impact that Terrell Owens has had on the offensive side of the ball, but Javon Curse, I think the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. All the other guys now are able to step up and make some plays because everybody's looking for number 93 on the defense. All of a sudden, you've got Derek Burgess and Corey Simon, some guys being able to be single block.
You see Javon Curse on the line of scrimmage, and there is the first completion for Quinn, and the ball caught at the 36 by David Terrell, short of the first down by 4 yards. And right now, for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, the New York Giants were poised to score on 3rd and goal. Kurt Warner picked off by Darren Sharper. That is Kurt Warner's first pick of the season, and we're still at no score at Lambeau. Back to Dick Stockton.
All right, JB, thank you very much. So you saw Brett Favre come on the field to perform his magic for the Packers, who are 1-2. 3rd down and 4, and Quinn getting rid of it in a hurry, and off the hands of Jones. Incomplete, bringing up 4th down. Pass thrown a little high, and the Bears will have to punt. Chicago fans licking their wounds after the Cubs were eliminated yesterday. 1st down on the 19 for Philadelphia, leading 3-0. And McNabb swings it out to Westbrook. Westbrook showing his speed, picking up the 1st down before it going out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you what, when Donovan McNabb, guys, doesn't have any pressure on him, he sits back in the pocket very calm. And if the guys are trying to read his eyes, but they're not getting a good read off of Donovan, he really is aware of where the ball should go if he doesn't have his first receiver wide open.
So many options, Moose.
Unbelievable. And they put Lance Briggs in a difficult situation where he's got L.J. Smith breaking across his face, and then all of a sudden here comes Brian Westbrook swinging out on a wide flat pattern, and it's kind of like, okay, do I go back inside? Do I honor this? And you've got to honor Brian's speed on the outside.
And this time Westbrook going off the left side. bulls his way to the 45-yard line. Brian Westbrook, pound for pound, may be, and all respects to McNabb, the most valuable offensive player on this team, gets 13.
Well, he feels he's always got to prove himself. You know, he went to a small school at Villanova. He's an undersized guy, so everybody has always questioned his abilities. And you watch him this season, you know, even coming into it, you know, can he be the featured back? You know, Deuce Staley leaves, Carell Buckhalter is hurt. And I think he has silenced every critic. He has been outstanding all year long.
Gets a breather, and Dorsey Levens comes in and gets the call, but nothing doing. And no gain on the play. Tommy Harris making the play for the Bears, the #1 pick out of Oklahoma. He, along with Tank Johnson, who was their #2 pick, are now starting at defensive tackle.
I think Tommy Harris is going to be a special player, and I think he fits this scheme very well. He is an upfield penetrating tackle, very difficult to block, and that's the type of guy that you have to have in this defensive scheme. Lovie Smith bringing it from Tampa and St. Louis, working together with Ron Rivera. I think he's a perfect fit for what they do up front.
Bears starting 3 rookies on the defensive unit today. 2nd down and 10, and here's McNabb getting the pressure, but completes the pass to Terrell Owens, and he is tackled short of the 1st down. And what can the offense achieve? It'll be 3rd down and 1 at the 46 as we start the 2nd quarter, and McNabb rolling out, and he's going to fire it, caught by Pinkston, and good concentration by Todd Pinkston after he bobbled the ball. Nathan Vasher covering, and a 9-yard pickup, the 1st down inside the Bears 40.
Well, they're trying to get Brian Westbrook isolated. He's going to come out and move here in motion and then get into his route. They've got Donovan McNabb rolling that way. The Bears do a great job of getting people right exactly on the down markers. You see right there, he's covered all the way. Look at Todd Pinkston work, and then the concentration right there. He knows he's going to take a hit. He knows he's in the middle of several Bear defenders, and that is what they are doing this year. They are making catches that they didn't last season. They're making plays.
On the 37 of the Bears, Eagles with a 1st down, and McNabb going up the middle out of the backfield. Reno Mahi with the catch to the 30, picking up 6. And for another game break, here's James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, for those asking what did Green Bay do with the pick of Kurt Warner, we'll take a look at Ahman Green looking like he's heading for pay dirt, but oh, no, he fumbles the ball, and now New York recovers. Hey, Dick, the bottom line is there's not much action happening right now, so we're doing the best we can. Back to you, Dick.
Oh, turnovers can always be handy, you JB. Keep them coming. They change direction, don't they? 2nd and 3, and McNabb on the slant completes to Terrell Owens. And a 1st down for the Eagles as they threaten inside the 20, picking up 12.
And we've got another blitz coming. There goes number 52. Out to the outside, Marcus Reese. Here comes 32, Todd Johnson, and he gets stuck by Brian Westbrook. If you are going to leave your feet, you better be ready to be taken to your back. And this is another phase of the game that Brian Westbrook excels in, and that's how you stay on the field in those 3rd down situations. Now, you've got to be able to do more than catch a football. You've got to be able to protect your quarterback, and that shows you how good Brian Westbrook is in that situation.
2nd in the league in red zone offense are the Eagles. They're on the Bears 18. McNabb getting time, and he finds the receiver, Westbrook, and the running back hit hard at the 15-yard line by R.W. McQuarters after picking up a few.
And now we see the other part of his game as being a complete player. He can get out there in those situations and make the difficult catch.
You know, guys, the one thing looking down here on the field is the defense is getting a little frustrated. They're running a lot of 3-man games that are a real slow developing pass rush up front. But what the Eagles are doing that's frustrating the Bears is a lot of 3-step, and the ball comes out really fast. So it's a good adjustment on the Eagles.
And this is a handoff to Westbrook. And Westbrook getting 1 yard off the right side. Michael Haynes, who's been an active player on the defensive line, making the stop, bringing up 3rd down. And a long 6.
You saw that stat previously. The Eagles, no turnovers in the red zone. And that is one of the reasons they are having success. No penalties, no mistakes on their part.
That's what the Bears have done in the red zone defensively this year. Owens to the top of your screen. 10th play of the drive. Westbrook goes in motion. Empty backfield, and the pass is thrown, caught by Freddie Mitchell, and a flag gets thrown as Mitchell is tackled. He did not get enough for the 1st down, but a flag thrown from across the field, leading 6-0. 1st down, Wade, the wide receiver, going in motion. And here is Quinn going underneath. It's caught at the 40-yard line, picking up 5 yards to Desmond Clark, the tight end.
The Bears defense stealing a page from Jim Johnson and his Philadelphia Eagles defensive philosophy. It doesn't matter about yards and time of possession. They've gotten down in the red zone. They've been able to hold them to field goals, but a lot of this is due to the mistakes that the Philadelphia Eagles are making. For the first time this season, they seem a tad frustrated.
Well, he's been a champion, as you see in the World Bowl in Berlin 3 years ago. Thomas Jones, and you knew the Eagles were going to gang up on Jones, only loses 3 yards on that play. Hugh Douglas making the play, and Jim Johnson dialing up the blitzes, and many times so far this year, no blitzes, just putting the pressure on with Curse and company.
Yeah, they've got the luxury this season of having a guy that gets pressure without having to bring the blitz in Javon Curse, but you look at what he does, and when he's on the road, he likes to blitz. Now he's got a young, inexperienced quarterback. You know he's just going to kind of double that up on him. It's going to be a difficult day for Jonathan Quinn, but the offensive line has done a good job up until this point. He hasn't had that free blitzer hit him yet.
3rd down and 8 from the 37. And the pass is tipped incomplete, and it was deflected by Ike Reese, the linebacker. Leading 6-0. Brian Westbrook. And Westbrook drives it out to the 9. R.W. McQuarters coming up from the secondary. No gain on the play, so as the Eagles are trying to keep Jones from getting anything today, that's what the Bears have done lately for Westbrook.
They really have. They've done a nice job, and they are taking away the cutback lanes, and that's what Lovie talked about when he said they have a sound system, and he feels he can plug players in. They're filling their gaps. They're maintaining it. They're not trying to do more than they're supposed to.
2nd down and 10 from the 9. McNabb looking one way, throwing the other, and the pass is caught by Chad Lewis. And Lewis may be short of the 1st down by a yard or so. And right now we want to tell you that today's game is being seen around the world on Armed Forces Television. And we want to send our best wishes to the men and women of the 86th Airlift Wing at the Ramstein Air Base in Germany. Glad you're watching. And thank you for everything.
Yes, from everybody back home.
Absolutely.
3rd and 1 for the Eagles, with under 8.5 remaining in the 1st half. And McNabb getting some time and going for the fade, and the pass is out of bounds, caught by Westbrook, but they have midway through the 2nd quarter. And the end around and the double reverse to Greg Lewis, and the former Chicago high school star still on his feet, and he gets a 1st down inside the 40, close to the 35. An 11-yard pickup. Ogunleye making the tackle as Lewis returns home after being an undrafted rookie at the University of Illinois.
Well, we saw the aggressive play last week. After a turnover, they have a 29-yard touchdown pass to Terrell Owens. This week, they go with the double reverse after they get good field position on a turnover. So, again, we're seeing that aggressive style of play calling from this Eagles offense.
So there you see the pass 70%, the rush nearly 30% on 1st down. And on 1st down, they'll run the ball to Brian Westbrook. Westbrook breaking a couple of tackles, picks up nearly 9 yards on 1st down. Philadelphia trying to take quick advantage of that miscue by the Bears. So far, only 2 field goals by David Akers in a 6-0 game.
And you've frustrated this Eagles offense up until this point, and all of a sudden you give them a break. It'll be, this will show me a lot about this team. If they've gotten off to a slow start and they're not playing well, when they get that opportunity from the Bears, if they can take it down the field right now and get a touchdown, that says a lot about this Eagles team. They can find a way even when they're not playing their best. They're very opportunistic.
2nd and 2, and a team that likes to pass a lot, gaining nearly 5 yards a rush. Pump fake, McNabb, Westbrook. 1st down, flag down. Tackle at the 21-yard line, and Ogunleye putting the pressure on, and not happy with this.
Roughing the passer, defense. Unnecessary steps. The quarterback is throwing the ball 15 yards, 1st down.
So Ogunleye with a face mask penalty, and now roughing the passer.
He's coming from the inside right there. Boy, that's touchy. You know, Donovan he's kind of moving to get that ball thrown out. I don't think it was necessary steps. I think it was quicker than that.
Touchy. That was a bad call.
Not a good call
on his part. You can't stop. Once you got the guy in your grasp, you can't stop. You got to go. You can't. Your head can't be on the ball. You don't know if he got rid of it or what. You got to go and finish the play.
And the big thing that tells you it might have been, just the fact that Donovan's got to adjust. So that means that Adewale Ogunleye is in his face. He's got to make an adjustment on that throw. So that goes to show you that even Donovan felt he was that close to him.
Hey, you got to play the game of football. First down at the 11-yard line. McNabb's pass, and it is caught by Terrell Owens for the touchdown, doing a few sit-ups after the catch. His 6th touchdown reception of the year. And the Eagles open up a 12-0 lead, taking advantage of that turnover, the muff. See how the Bears respond, Darryl, after that downer of the turnover and touchdown. Starting at the 29-yard line. And it's Quinn overthrowing tight end Justin Lyman. And right now, for a game break, let's go back to Los Angeles and James Brown.
Hey, Dick, Washington trying to bounce back from the Monday night loss, capping a 12-play, 78-yard drive. Clinton Portis with the 1-yard TD run, no fumbles on the play. They're up 10-3. Dick, it is so nice to show you a legitimate play. Back to Dick Stockton.
Yeah, Darryl, we love to see scores, don't we?
That's a good game break. Now they're getting into the flow of it.
Sooner or later, those guys really turn it on. I love it. 2nd and 10 from the 29. And the handoff, Thomas Jones. And Jones is unable to get started today. 1 yard on the play for Thomas Jones, who has been stymied by the Eagle defense so far. 6 carries and only 7 yards.
That's one of the things that this offense has to do to help Jonathan Quinn. They've got to run the ball effectively. It's one of the best matchups that they have against the Philadelphia Eagle defense. And you talked about them not being opportunistic. Just look at what the Philadelphia Eagles did last drive. They get the turnover, they get a big penalty from the roughing the passer, and they're able to go in and get the touchdown.
Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 9, and this one dropped by Wade. Wade had beaten the defensive tackle Darwin Walker with a gaudy passer rating thus far. 15 of 19, 20th attempt, and going up on top, and it's caught by Terrell Owens, and a first down. What great touch by McNabb, and into Bears territory, picking up 44.
That is the scary thing about this offense. They have squandered some opportunities. They've struggled in the red zone. They get a couple field goals, but they take advantage of the fumble. They get the touchdown. They have a penalty off this one. The one thing that Lovie Smith said they were not going to allow happen was to anybody get beyond them. There you see what a physical receiver can do in the NFL. Terrell Owens is able to just fight right through that jam by R.W. McQuarters. You see the smile on his face right there. They've got 2 vertical routes. The safety's got it. He's in the middle of the field. There's nothing he can do.
And on first down from the 44, and the pass caught for another first down, this time by Freddie Mitchell. So many different receivers Donovan McNabb can go to here as Green and McQuarters make the tackle. Interesting that the Bears are content with single coverage on Terrell Owens with R.W. McQuarters.
Well, they're going to have some situations where it'll appear he's one-on-one, but he should have help over the top. He should have help underneath. They're not going to put R.W. McQuarters out on an island against Terrell Owens. But I tell you, that last series, when they got that turnover, was a huge wake-up call for the Eagles, because this is a much more disciplined team right now than the one that took the field.
And McNabb getting the rush, flips one to Westbrook, diving inside the 30-yard line. And a gain of 4 yards on the play. Hunter Hillenmeyer making the tackle. Hillenmeyer, of course, starting at linebacker once again for the injured Brian Urlacher, who might have been able to go, but they're going to wait till after the bye week. But keep in mind, Hillenmeyer has been in there since the first practice of camp and all of preseason. There is Urlacher on the sideline. So he may be inexperienced during the season, but he's seen a lot of action early in the year because of that injury. 2nd and 7, Westbrook off the left side, cutting upfield and close to the first down. Hillenmeyer with the tackle.
Brian Urlacher is going to be on the sideline. He's going to be his eyes on the field. So any questions that Hunter Hillenmeyer will have when he comes off the field, Brian's going to be there to answer those. And he has been very effective. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he was able to get all those reps. But I agree with the decision of the Bears staff to sit Brian Urlacher down today. You've got your bye week next week. He tweaked it in practice a couple of weeks ago. It just has never come back to 100% since training camp. You've got to have him for the entire season.
Dorsey Levens into the game at running back, 3rd down and 2, gets the call and doesn't make it. Stopped by Lance Briggs, the outside linebacker, who plays a very important role on this Bears defense.
Well, that was the great thing about having Brian Urlacher in that defense, along with Lance Briggs, because the will linebacker, which is the position that Lance played.
Akers kicking off. Right, about a yard in the end zone. Berrien returns for the Bears. Looking to give Chicago good field position, and he's going to do that, provided there's no flags, and he is down. No penalty, gets it up to the 34-yard line. Donovan McNabb, of course, the native of Chicago, and every time he comes here, his mom, Wilma, has a spread you wouldn't believe. She's a great cook, and when there's food, there's the goose, Tony Siragusa.
I'm ready to go over everything that we got here. All right. Because if it ain't spaghetti, I don't know much about it. Thank you, man. That's what I'm about.
And the pass on 1st down caught by David Terrell, his first catch of the game, and the Bears with a 12-yard gain and a hurry-up offense. But we got time for Tony to tell us how good was the food.
It was really good, man. That chicken, the beans, all that stuff was unbelievable.
This pass again caught by David Terrell. Maybe David Terrell got in to have sample some of that stuff, picking up 8 yards.
You know, it's interesting to see a young quarterback who has struggled the entire half. All of a sudden, he gets into that 2-minute situation, and he's not thinking about the plays that are coming in. He just has to react and adjust to what's moving on the fly. And maybe this is something that will boost Jonathan Quinn's confidence as his first half ends, because he's playing much more composed and seems much more comfortable in the pocket in the 2-minute situation than he has all half.
He is, Darryl. He's completed 2 in a row after completing only 2 up to that point. 2nd down, 4. And there is Quinn, and the pass is dropped. Flag down, Justin Gage. And pass is incomplete, but we're going to have a holding. He aims the ball, and really not instinctive. Here is the draw play to Thomas Jones, his best run by far, as he wends his way for a 1st down over the 33-yard line. Michael Lewis on the tackle, an 11-yard pickup, the best running play of the day for the Bears.
It's just unusual to see a team that struggled the entire half. They get into this hurry-up situation, and not only the quarterback, but the offensive line and the running back, all playing the best they have all half.
And here's the pass thrown underneath to Jones, and the Bears have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. They get to the 25-yard line, and now will use their first. They have 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 2 on the Eagle 25, again out of the shotgun. And there's the pass, and it's caught for the 1st down to David Terrell. And the clock continues to run, and it's a hurry-up time for Chicago's offense. So they're saving those 2 timeouts. The ball is at the 22-yard line, and Quinn completes it to Bobby Wade, who goes out of bounds and stops the clock at 33 seconds. And the Bears on the Eagles' 20.
You know what, Moose, you're exactly right. I was watching, listening to what you said about Quinn. He's not even thinking back there. He's very comfortable in the shotgun, and he's just reacting. He's throwing the ball a lot better than he did earlier in the game.
Yeah, if I'm Lovie Smith and Terry Shea, we come up with the 2nd half, I'm jumping into the hurry-up to start the half.
And I wonder why Javon Curse is not in there right now, as they have Hugh Douglas in there. They spread the offense, and there is Quinn with time, and his pass overthrown, trying to go to Berrien. Crowd looking for a flag, none coming, with 29 seconds to go, and now we're looking at 3rd down.
Now we got to look at it from the other side. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles, the one thing that Andy Reid has talked about is finishing games. They've had some big plays on them in the 4th quarter. Right now they've got to finish the half, and it's an unusual situation for these guys to be in. They are always playing with big leads, and you can have that kind of that exhale where you take a little bit easy. You take it a little bit easy off the what you've been doing the entire half, and you're seeing that right now from this Eagles defense.
3rd down and 8. And Quinn's pass caught by Wade inside the 10, first down to about the 6-yard line, and the Bears call their second timeout. A big third down completion by Jonathan Quinn. And Javon Curse back in the lineup for the Eagles. First and goal at the 7-yard line, and Jonathan Quinn into the end zone, knocked away. Good defensive play that time. And it was the pass intended for Desmond Clark. And Ike Reese, I believe, was there.
That is a good play because that's a double move by Desmond Clark. Ike Reese bites on the outcut, but has the athletic ability. He gets in, but Desmond Clark should have made that catch. That was thrown in a good spot by Jonathan Quinn. He's looking around for some help from the officials, but Desmond Clark needs to make that catch. He's got to step up and make that play.
Eagles red zone defense, 6 scoreless possessions, second and goal at the 7-yard line, and there is the pump fake and the fade, and nearly intercepted, and it looked like Berrien had prevented Lito Shepherd from picking it off in the end zone.
Then I would do it because he has not gotten a lot of snaps up until this week in preparation for the Eagles.
I can't believe that's all Tony got at it. First and 10 from the 27-yard line, and here is Quinn, and he swings it out to Jones. And Jones is tackled by Lito Shepherd. There was a lot of question early on for the Eagles as to how those relatively inexperienced corners would hold up. Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown, they did play a lot last year because of the injuries to the starting corners. And Andy Reid, Jim Johnson had a lot of confidence, and they've held up very well thus far.
And they have played the Minnesota Vikings, so they have gone against a very good quarterback and wide receiver. Gave up a lot of yards, one late touchdown to Randy Moss, but they answered that challenge in week 2.
Second down and 6. Bears on their 31. And Quinn throwing again and overthrows David Terrell.
Just seems like he's a little bit excited. I mean, some of these are starting to sail on him a little bit, and that's what happened in that fourth quarter of the Minnesota game last week. He's just got to relax a little bit in that part where they at least stay on the field. And you know, we knew coming into the season that this would be a team that would need its defense a lot, but even more so now with the injury to Rex Grossman.
Breaking the tackle, but stopped at the 40-yard line. A 7-yard pickup for Terrell Owens. That's his 7th catch of the game for 97 yards. And he had his season's best last week, going over the 100-yard mark for Philadelphia with 107 yards and 6 catches. So he's already exceeded that.
And they're just doing such a good job on first down. It's just a pitch and catch between Donovan McNabb, and it's not always Terrell Owens. It can be any of the other weapons that are out there, but they get themselves into these second and short yardage distances.
They need 2 yards, and here is Westbrook breaking a tackle and gets the first down. Stopped short of the midfield at the 48 by Bobby Gray. He himself banged up during the week, but playing today.
Monday morning, the one thing that Andy Reid's going to be looking at is the penalties.
Second and long, and just give the ball to Westbrook. He'll get a bunch back, and he does, getting to midfield. And so an 8-yard pickup will bring up 3rd and 5. Hunter Hillenmeyer, the middle linebacker, in on the play.
You got to love that guy's name, Hunter Hillenmeyer. I love that guy.
You got to say Hillenmeyer, not Hillemeyer. You can't be lazy in the pronunciation, Goose.
It's my kind of guy right there.
That's a pretty strong defense when you got a guy named Tank up front, and then you got your Hunter at the linebacker level. We got to find somebody in the secondary to round that group out.
How about Cameron Morrell? No. 3rd and 7. 1 for 6 on 3rd down conversions for the Eagles. So the Bears have done pretty well in these situations today. Here is McNabb, and pump fake, fires, tipped, and intercepted. And it's the rookie Nathan Vasher, who picked off 17 at the University of Texas with his first NFL interception, gives it back to the Bears.
How prophetic is Lovie Smith? He said, you know what, I need to get Nathan Vasher on the field a little bit more because he just seems to have a sense of getting around the ball. Donovan McNabb, look at the presence he has about where the line of scrimmage is. The play was made on the deflection by your guy, Tony, Hunter Hillenmeyer.
Gotta love him.
I'll tell you, there are some players that are just
out on Sundays. Hunter Hillenmeyer sees something. Now, the Eagles, with all their packages, there's going to be certain plays that come out. He sees something right there. He's alerting everybody else on the defense, but it was Hunter himself who was the guy who made the deflection to allow Nathan Vasher to get the interception.
And Thomas Jones going in motion. First down for the Bears. And here is Quinn.
Somebody go deep for him.
And he finally goes to the fullback, Brian Johnson, and a minimal gain on the play. So a couple of yards to Johnson on first down, and that was the first interception thrown by Donovan McNabb this season, and his first pick in 163 pass attempts.
I think you put the whammy on him again. You did it to him last year, too.
What did I do?
In Carolina, you put up a graphic that he had a long streak like that, and he threw an interception on the first play of the game.
We did not have a grab. We just showed it after the game.
No, I saw something earlier today.
After the fact. 2nd down and 6 from the 32. And the fake end around. Bursting up the middle is Thomas Jones. First down for the Bears. Shy of their 40-yard line. And for a game break, here's James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, Brett Favre had his bell rung in this series. He missed a couple of plays, put himself back in, Dick, and on 4th and 5, throws that 28-yard TD strike to Javon Walker. It is all tied at 7. Brett is out now because of concussion is setting in. And, Dick, Terry Bradshaw says, tell Tony Siragusa, yeah, TV does put only 110 pounds on you. Back to Dick Stockton.
I hope Tony heard that one. First down at the 39. And again, Thomas Jones, this time off the right side. And Michael Lewis and Mark Simoneau making the tackle. As you see, the offensive leaders across the top.
Tell Terry Bradshaw it's easy to say that while he's in California and I'm in Chicago.
Just takes a jet plane, Tony. You can get there in a jiff.
Get me a car.
10 yards with Tony Siragusa next week is one vote.
That's right. Now let's keep him here. Let Terry have the 10 yards. Here's the rushing story. The Bears struggling in that department. Only 25 yards today. Came in 4th in the league into this game. 2nd and 9 from the 40. And the swing pass, good play, flag down. Brian Johnson out of bounds, but there's a penalty marker down, and it looks like a holding call coming up.
Because that was a slow developing play.
So the ball is up to the 45-yard line. Thomas Jones trying to turn the corner. And Jones picking up a couple of yards on the play. It looked like Quinn had stumbled on that handoff. And Nate Wayne making the tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, who have not allowed a touchdown in this game. Eagles coming into this game trying to get their defense together. They have diminished the points they have allowed in the first 3 games. The Giants with 17, Vikings 16. Detroit scored 13 last week. Second and 8. Bears up to their 47. And a 2-touchdown lead for the Philadelphia Eagles. Pressure up the middle, and Quinn had no chance. And it was the veteran Hugh Douglas who was not picked up by any blocker, and a loss of 6 on the play back to the 41.
And that's the scary part when you got a guy that's coming free, and Hugh Douglas on the outside right there. They're motioning across. They turn the protection, but you got to account for your defensive end. There didn't seem to be anything there to get Kasim Mitchell to go inside. I don't know what the protection scheme was there, but I'm going to be worried about number 53. That's the situation that he comes onto the field, is to rush the quarterback. You got to know where he is.
That is the first sack today by the Eagles. They've had 12 different players who've had a hand in sacks. And here they come again. And Quinn goes down. And you knew sooner or later Jim Johnson's going to send everybody. And that time it was Lito Shepherd. Dick Stockton, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Donovan McNabb, after throwing his first interception, has a wide open Brian Westbrook up the middle. And getting a few more yards after the catch, close to the first down. So Westbrook now has caught 7 passes for 48 yards to go along with his 55 yards rushing. Good all-round game for Westbrook.
He has really become a key figure in this this Philadelphia Eagles offense, and you know, kind of took a back seat last week against the Detroit Lions.
Yes,
maybe not as many touches as he was used to, and it's important to keep him involved in this game plan because he always gives you that big play potential.
2nd down and 1. Handoff, and it's Westbrook again turning the corner. Boy, a great burst, good speed, and a first down as Westbrook gets to the 44-yard line, getting 6 more yards. So with all the weapons that Donovan McNabb has, the one he can always rely on is this guy.
He really can. He can just do so many different things, whether it's running the football, matching up in the passing game, creating mismatches. I mean, who do you cover him with? Very strong between the tackles, very quick to the perimeter. He's just become a very complete player, and one of the most impressive plays I saw in the first half was Brian Westbrook in pass protection when he stoned a safety coming on a blitz and put him on his back.
Those are the plays that don't show up in the box score, so to speak. And Dorsey Levens gets running room off the right side. and picks up 7 or 8 yards. Nathan Vasher making the tackle, and I like the way Andy Reid is spotting Westbrook today in particular, because he doesn't have the three-headed running back anymore. He doesn't want to overwork Westbrook because he knows that he's his meal ticket, so he brings Levens in a good deal today.
Well, absolutely, and this offense is based on getting the ball to a number of different people, and Dorsey Levens has proven himself throughout his career as being an effective runner, even in a situational spot like he finds himself now. But it's important not to take a chance on getting Brian Westbrook tired where he can get a muscle pull. Even if he was to miss one game, this would be a totally different offense.
Second down and 1 at the 48, and here is Levens, and Levens will get enough for the first down as the Eagles again in Chicago territory. That was a 2-yard pickup as we have nearly 6 minutes remaining in the third. 16-3 Philadelphia.
Josh Perry, your fullback, filling in for the injured John Ritchie, does a nice job here. He's going to get Marcus Reese on the blitz right in his face. Number 52 does a good job inside out, gets enough, creates a little bit of a lane there for Dorsey Levens. Andy Reid always liked Josh Perry. He's been in the system, so it's not like he just came in and has to learn it. Just got caught up in those numbers games at the end of training camp.
4 years on the practice squad. A converted linebacker is Josh Perry, and on first down, pressure on McNabb, but he gets away from a Goodlier, and the pass is thrown incomplete on the sideline. The tight end Chad Lewis was there. Only one of the top 2 or 3 in the league. 10 penalties, 73 yards charged against the Eagles. Second and 15, quick handoff to Westbrook. Brian Westbrook with a burst and into Chicago territory, deeper with a first down. A great run by Westbrook, 30 yards. Jim Johnson for 5 years in Philadelphia. Starting from the 20-yard line with 4:41 to go, here is Thomas Jones, hemmed in, changing directions. Tries to put the juke on and winds up with about 5. Lewis with the tackle. So Jones now with 11 carries, 32 yards in this game.
And that was the area that I really felt that the Chicago Bears might be able to exploit a little bit. Their offensive line has played very well this season. Thomas Jones is the leader in the NFC in rushing, and you would have thought that would have been a matchup that they would have more success, but he's averaging less than 3 yards a carry right now.
Terrell and Wade both split to the right. 2nd and 5. Wade going in motion. No end around, and the pass caught by Brian Johnson, but hit immediately. Nothing after the catch, and the Eagles do a good job preventing the Bears from getting a first down thanks to Brian Dawkins.
Moose, you talked about the offensive line of the Chicago Bears. That's center Krutz. He's not a big guy, but I have never seen a guy. I mean, I played against a lot of centers. Dermontti Dawson, this guy reminds me of. He is so quick on his feet. He blocks not one guy, 2 guys a lot of times, and he also pulls on the edge, something I haven't seen in a long time.
Now, one of the things that he allows this offense to do in the running game is because he is so quick and he can reach a guy who's on the play side shoulder, maybe even inside the guard, that they can do some different things with the blocking scheme with the guard and tackle. He's so quick off the snap.
3rd and 2, short drop and incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. Brian Johnson, the intended receiver.
Into that when they got into that hurry up, he just had to go out there and react. I'm surprised we haven't seen the Bears offense go back to that.
You're right, he had to be a lot more instinctive in that instance as Westbrook gets 1 on the play. And you saw the graphic showing how proficient the Eagles have been on the road, and the 26-7 record since the year 2000. They have won 8 of their last 9 on the road. And I think their only loss was it to the Dallas Cowboys.
Last season they lost to Dallas, and they're on 2 consecutive 7-1 campaigns out on the road. So this is a team, there's a tremendous home field advantage when you have to go into Philly and play, but they take care of business when they get away from their home field.
Big first half passing wise for McNabb, keeping it on the ground, and here is Westbrook cutting upfield. Looks like he's about a yard short of the first down, and the tackle's made by Mike Green with help from Michael Haynes, the defensive end.
You get into a 2nd and long situation, you hand the ball off to Brian Westbrook, and you've almost got enough yardage for your first down, and that kind of sums it up if you're a Bears fan right there. You don't want to see any more of this. It's been a long afternoon.
Maybe he doesn't want to be shown at the game. Maybe he's supposed to be somewhere else.
I think he's having one of those days watching his favorite team.
Well, Westbrook with 99 yards. McNabb has hit only 1 of 6 on 3rd downs. He's got 1 here, and here is Westbrook trying to get to 100. He's not going to get it. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. Hunter Hillenmeyer playing an inspired game for Brian Urlacher until Urlacher gets back after the bye, and 4th down coming up. So a good defensive sequence for the Bears.
She plays golf as good as that guy.
Should have put glasses on Stadler. 1st down at the 29, and Thomas Jones is snuffed out by Hollis Thomas. Thomas coming in for Corey Simon, losing 4 yards on the play. A lot of depth for the Philadelphia Eagles. Sam Rayburn, another good run stopper. Hugh Douglas has played well today, and they still have been unable to get Paul Grasmanis, the former Bear, back.
Well, that tells you how far along this defensive line has progressed since the injury department a few years ago. Hollis Thomas was the guy that when they lost, how are we going to stop the run? Now he's a guy that's coming in off the bench to replace Corey Simon.
2nd down and 14, licking their chops of the Eagles and Jim Johnson back at the 25-yard line, and the pass out and caught by Dustin Lyman and very nearly intercepted. That was very close to Honey Jones fighting Lyman for the ball, but when all is said and done, nothing on the play. 4th quarter, Dick Stockton, Moose Johnston, Goose Siragusa, 3rd and 13 coming up for Quinn and the Bears, and the pass is caught, but they only left him about 8 yards short of the 1st down. Thomas Jones making the catch, and you wonder what that play was all about.
You know, Moose, Jonathan Quinn, it's amazing how big this guy is. You would think that his vision of the field, standing behind him for a good portion of the game, you know, you can see the whole field when you're real tall. I'm not even as tall as...
Surgery in a couple of weeks. It'll be a 10-month deal. And the first pass, great defense. And that was a great play by the linebacker, Lance Briggs, as he buried Freddie Mitchell on the pass up the middle.
And that shows you the athletic ability of Lance Briggs. He's a man coverage on Freddie Mitchell, and he's right there with him. That ball is a little bit on the back shoulder, and he's able to make up that distance right there and knock it loose.
Yeah, Freddie knew he was going to get hit on that play, I think.
Yep. 2nd and 10, and the Eagles on the 34-yard line. Opening minute of the 4th quarter. And the Bears showing blitz and coming, and the pass caught by Terrell Owens, and the extra effort will give him the 1st down to the 46. And for a game break, James Brown has more. JB.
Hey, Dick. Jeremy Shockey was champing at the bit to be involved more in the offense. Little fade pattern here. Touchdown toss from Kurt Warner on 3rd and goal. That's his first touchdown reception since last October. Giants on top by a touch. Back to Dick Stockton.
Well, remember they were talking about Tom Coughlin and how no one wanted to play for him? Well, they're 2-1, and they're playing the Packers tough in Lambeau.
Yeah, Shockey's got to be happy he's not blocking in the backfield anymore, I'll tell you that.
1st down, and here is McNabb firing off the hands. Incomplete, Terrell Owens. But Owens had an opportunity to catch the pass. It got to him, and Michael Haynes that time put big time pressure on Donovan McNabb.
And you can see him hit his chest. He knows he let one get away. And these two are becoming very comfortable when you get into these situations where the protection breaks down. Again, the Chicago Bears doing a good job getting pressure in the middle. They have been relentless with their pass rush. Number 97, Michael Haynesworth right there. Ian Allen, 95. But this is where these guys are starting to grow accustomed to each other. When that play breaks down, being able to get into that open spot, and Donovan starting to anticipate where he's going to be.
Haynes did a good job of not making that late hit to cause the penalty. Spreading the defense, and the handoff is to Westbrook. Westbrook gunning for the sticks and may have reached it into Bear territory to the 44. Todd Johnson runs him out of bounds. And once again, the Eagles getting great production out of spreading with wide receivers and then running. 107 yards for Westbrook today.
Well, that was the concern of Lovie Smith, because he really feels that gives him so many more lanes. It opens everything up. You've got to respect the wide receivers when they're opened up in those formations, and then all of a sudden the ability to hand the ball off to Michael Westbrook, and it's a different kind of blocking scheme too. You're just kind of pushing guys to the side. You're getting everybody flowing one direction and allowing him to pick his open lane.
Terrible 3rd down conversions for both teams. 2 for 19. Let's see if McNabb can improve upon it, and he will. And he gets the 1st down, I believe. Let's see where they spot the ball. It'll be close on second view. It is a 1st down for the Eagles.
You just have to worry about him throwing the ball when he gets out on the move. And then the vision to be able to sense Lance Briggs coming from behind and put the brakes on and then get back inside for the yards necessary for a first down. You watch him here. He's moving to the right. He's thinking throw. Lance Briggs comes over. He senses him coming, catches him out of his peripheral vision, and is able to duck back inside and get the yards for the first down.
McNabb coming back to his native Chicago, and once again the Eagles spread it out and run it off the spread formation. Changing direction is Westbrook, and he's got McNabb as a blocker, and Westbrook appears to have a first down. Donovan McNabb turns into a blocker that time, and a first down for the Eagles, getting 11.
I don't necessarily think he turned into a blocker. I think he turned into one of those guys that runs interference.
Okay.
You'll see right here. Let's see. All right, he's got a chance. All right, there's 93. Okay, he's by him. Now, where's my next guy? 24? No. He'll get it. He'll get it.
He's got that veteran savvy about him. He knows don't hit nobody.
That's probably one of the things that Andy Reid tells him. You can get out. If you want to run around, that's fine. But don't you dare pull one of those crazy Brett Favre things and start throwing chop blocks on guys downfield.
He may have heard Andy yelling across the field, "Don't touch anyone." Here's Westbrook, and for a second it looked like Westbrook was going to throw the ball on the option play. He had Terrell Owens downfield, instead goes out of bounds.
I think you're exactly right, and that's a smart play by Brian Westbrook, because downfield there were three guys on Terrell Owens. They didn't fool anybody with that play, and that shows you now the intelligence that Brian Westbrook has. Here's a play that we put in, we've got in our package, and you don't have to throw that. I think a lot of times those running backs, they get in that situation and they feel like they have to throw it. You can pull it down and try and get some positive yards carrying the ball, or worst case scenario like he did right there, just get out of bounds and we'll live to play another day.
They are on the 35 of the Bears. Second down and 14. Give to Westbrook, and down he goes. He'll lose a few more. Adewale Ogunleye, who was acquired from Miami from Marty Booker, the wide receiver, already paying dividends for the Bears defense, and that time a loss on the play of 3.
He has given them that presence on the outside, that speed rusher with the sack capability, and you go back inside, and they've got Tommy Harris and Tate Johnson and Michael Haynes and Ian Scott. They've got a lot of guys that they can already start their rotation inside with. Alex Brown's very athletic on the other side, and that is why they have played so well today. They have got a nice group in that defensive line up front.
Not a bad job. Vasher has an interception, one of the 3 rookies starting today. Third and long, 3rd and 17, and flushing McNabb out, and the pitch to Westbrook, and Westbrook running, and he is going to get the first down. So there are all kinds of plays that the Eagles have, all kinds of targets and ad-libs, and a 20-yard play by Westbrook giving the Eagles another first down.
Now, what do you do in this situation? I mean, you have forced him out of the pocket. He breaks out. They've got the screen, and he has to flip it. And how many times we've had the chance to cover the Eagles quite a bit this year. How many times have we seen them in 3rd and long yardage? That was 3rd and 17, and they run a screen play and get the first down.
He deserves a breather, does Westbrook. Andy Reid loves to throw, and the team running more here in the second half with the lead, and Dorsey Levens with the carry. Hunter Hillenmeyer making the tackle, a 3-yard gain with a little more than 5 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. The Eagles have led all the way. They're up 19-3.
They have been just in complete control of the game, and we have to start saying some things about this Bear defense, because they have really done a nice job today. It's been a long afternoon for them. The offense hasn't held up their side of the bargain. They have struggled on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively this game could be, maybe even a little bit more lopsided than it is right now.
Yeah, Moose, I think people don't really understand, when you go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out as an offense, these plays just keep piling on top of each other, and you really start to get worn down a little bit as a defense.
Yeah, it looks like, they may be, and there was good pressure that time for Hunter Hillenmeyer, and I have to tell you, the one thing that you come away with, win or lose in this game, and the Bears are on the short end, this is a well-coached football team on both sides.
Yeah, and that's the disappointing thing about all the injuries that the Bears have today. Without Brian Urlacher, without Mike Brown, without Rex Grossman, I mean, those are your 3 captains, and they've got some other injuries there. To have seen these 2 teams play today with the full complement of the rosters would have been a really, really good, well-played football game.
Bobby Grayer's returned at strong safety, and the pitch to Brian Westbrook gets by one defender, but he can't get away after Ogunleye put the pressure on. And a 4th down coming up, and Akers will come on to try to add 3 more.